Right, that's for you, Nelson.
Hello. Feels very weird doing it to know people. But hello, thank you for your understanding. It's already quite chilly, and in the next hour it's going to get a lot chillier. So I thought I'd just do it now, so that we don't freeze. And it looks like it might rain, and I'm definitely not up for being rained on. So hopefully you can see me quite clearly. I've got the new extension that I've just plastered behind me, because I thought that might be an easier backdrop. So similar class to Tuesday, quite yoga inspired actually, but with a Pilates focus as usual. So I'm keeping my socks on for the first little bit. So spread your toes wide, check in with your feet, make sure they're parallel. We're going to be doing a lot of foot parallel checking today as well. Roll your shoulders back. Slow your breath down. Let's start with our hands out wide in a yoga style. So really spread the fingers. If you've been typing a lot today, this is a really important thing to do at the end of the day. Spread the fingers out wide. Ground through your feet. Take your first few super deep breaths. Breathing in. Really feeling that space increase between your vertebrae. Relax your thighs if they let go, if they hold on. And let your shoulders go as you breathe out. 2 more like that. Breathing in. Drawing the shoulder blades back closer together. And breathing out. Starting to gently engage through the belly, through the pelvic floor as we continue with the breaths. So I know I said 3, but let's do a couple more. We're going to draw up the pelvic floor as we breathe in, keep lengthening. Keep the shoulders back, keep the shoulders down, and then draw the belly to the spine. Keep that nice long spine. Relax the shoulders, relax the thighs. Check in with your weight and your feet. And I've lost count again. I think that was 2. Let's do 1 more. Breathing in. And out. Then relax the hands. Just let them face whichever way they like. Breathe in. Bring your arms up. Christine, if your shoulder's still playing up, you don't need to do this. Breathe out. Circle the arms around and down and back. Around, down and back. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see how far my arms come back. So breathing in, breathing out. If you don't want to bring your arms so high, you can just come them up, bring them up to this height, then take them out wide and back and down. Just squeeze the belly a little bit more the further you take your arms back, so that you don't get that tailbone popping out like that as your arms come back and down. Okay, 1 more. We're trying to stretch through here already, really. Relax the shoulders down. Just a few shoulder rolls. So we haven't really focused on shoulder rolls for a while. So in case you've forgotten, the shoulders will just come forwards, just on their own. We don't need to force them forwards. Then we're going to slide them up. Squeeze them back as you breathe out. Squeeze them down also on your out breath. Relax forwards as you breathe in, bring them up, back and down. So you can carry on like that, or you can bring your hands up to your shoulders. My grasp of language is not the best today. So arms down or hands up round your shoulders, doesn't matter. Just do what you can, as big as you can. Okay, now you can try this with your hands down. I always teach it with my hands up here, but there's no reason why your hands have to be up here. In fact, I'm going to try doing it with my hands down just to see if it makes it any harder. I'm going to do the one shoulder coming forwards, around and back. Let's get that going. And then the other shoulder, put my hand there, otherwise I can't do it. And the other shoulder going the other way. So you get that brain work as well as shoulder work. One going forwards, one going backwards. And then we'll swap. Give yourself a little wiggle. And then the other one starts to move backwards. Maybe your brain's going to work a bit better than mine today, so maybe you can swap it up and have your arms down. I don't know why it makes it so much harder for me. Doesn't feel like I'm getting as much mobility as well. Maybe it's the elbows coming up high. So a few in both directions. I think it is the elbows coming up, you know. And then relax the arms down. Just one big breath in now. Spread the fingers wide. And then relax the hands again. Push into both of your feet. Check in with your weight. Have you got weight in the toes? Have you got weight in the heels? Balance that weight forwards to backwards as well. We're going to do a half roll down now. So lengthen as much as you can. Draw the shoulders back. Relax the head, squeeze the belly in, keep weight in your toes, don't let it all go into the heels as we roll down. Slow, slow, slow on your roll down. I might have said half roll down, I can't remember. Do whatever, half or whole. Try not to bend your knees this time though, so just see how far you can get. Maybe it's just a half roll down that you're going to do without bending your knees. Maybe you're going to go down further. See where you get to. Take a big breath in at the bottom. Not a competition. Squeeze the belly, tuck the tailbone, roll back up. Roll the shoulders at the top. Into some side bends. So low side bends first. Keeping the shoulders drawing back together. Breathe in and out. Slide the arm down, keep the other shoulder down, then engage the belly to bring you back up. And over to the other side. Keep both shoulders relaxed, keep your weight even in both feet. Come back up, stay like that if you want to, or raise one arm. And breathe out over. So my left arm's up, I'm going over to the right. Feel that's a deeper stretch in the sideline. Keep the top arm back. Other arm up, shoulder down and over. Keep the top arm squeezing back, don't let it come in front of the face. Use the belly to help bring you back up. And down. Roll through the shoulders. And then you've got the option, depending how your shoulders are, got the option to do the high side bend. So both arms up, squeezing your shoulders back. If you don't want to take this option, do one of the others again. Push into both feet, lengthen and over. Keep the weight balanced in your feet. So both feet, you've got 50% in still. Roll the belly up, bring yourself back to the center. And over to the other side. Am I blending into the roof? That's the only thing, because I'm wearing a black top. Should have put a red jumper on to stand out more against the slate of the roof. And then around and down. I'll be lower down in a minute. Give your shoulders a little wiggle. I'm going to do that once more. So arms up, shoulders down. Over to the side, slightly different this time. Squeeze the belly more. Bring the top arm forwards, bring the whole body forwards, reach forwards, come around to the other side, and then twist so the other arm comes on top. Thanks, Nelson. Use the belly, come back up. Circle around and down. Once more going in the other direction. So again, if you don't want your arms up high, you can do it with your arms, hang on, yeah, we can do it with your arms down still, see. I'll do it the same, opposite direction, aren't we, this time? So lengthen, over. If you're okay to have your arms high, then keep your arms high. Nelson's enjoying his squeaky ball. And then same thing, Keep lengthening the spine. Use the belly here. You're supporting all this weight going over to the front, over to the other side. Keeping that 50% in each foot. Back up and around. Thank you, dearest darling. Roll through the shoulders. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of balance and then go down to the mat. So I'm keeping my socks on for as long as I can. Starting on your wobbly foot, tuck the tailbone. Lengthen the spine, engage the belly. Try not to lean over to the side. Bring your knee up. I'm going to turn around so you can see me. Rotate the ankle. A few times in each direction. And then lower down. Turn around this way now. So you just stay the same way as you are. I'm just turning around so you can see my knee better. Other side, knee up. If you can't get it as high as hip height, doesn't matter. Rotate the ankle. So you're trying to stay as perfectly upright in your body, not tipping back, not coming forwards, not going over to the side. If it's easier to keep your knee a little bit lower, then do. So we're going to repeat that. I'm going to turn this side, but we're going to add an extension. So we're going to ditch the rotation, back to the first leg, knee up, knee extends, back in and down, knee up, knee extends, back in, back down. Now you can do that again, or you can make it a little bit harder. So I've got my hands on my hips. You don't have to have your hands on your hips. Hands can be by the side. You can use your support. Stand near a wall, or even have your fingertips on the wall or the sideboard. So same again, or extend, keep the leg extended as you lower down. It's just a tiny bit harder. For most people, you know my thoughts on hardness. Everybody finds something harder and something's easier. So knee up, knee extend, lower down. Hey, moving on. Kong balls are great. Their squeaks never die. We should get sponsored by some dog treat things. Back to the first leg. Okay, so we're getting a little bit trickier each time. Feet hip width. Feet parallel. Knee up, knee extends. Now you've got two options here. You can bring the leg down again and then take the leg out to the side and down. That's the easier option. Or push really strongly into your supporting big toe. Bring the knee up, extend the knee, and then keep the leg extended as you go out to the side and down. Same on the other side. So I'll show you the two options. I'd like you to do 2 repetitions if you can. Knee up, knee extend. Bring the knee back in and back down, or just back down. Remember your 2 different options. Or knee up, knee extend, keep the leg high, take it out to the side. Now you're trying, if you're doing that version, not to twist the hips too much. It's really hard. The hips want to move. So let's try whichever version you're doing. Once again, knee extend, either lower the leg, then take it out to the side, or try taking the leg out to the side and down. So it's a slightly different movement. You'd bring the leg high and extending it high, or you're lowering the leg and extending it out to the side. One more thing to add on. This is where it gets a bit trickier. So take your time doing all of this. I'm whizzing through because there's no one else to talk to apart from myself. So we do all of that. So knee up, knee extend, out to the side, lengthen, 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 whatever you're doing with your side bit. And then take the leg across. So we're stretching around this hip, this outside hip. then it gets more complicated. You then see if you can take your foot across your, just above your knee. So use the support if you need it. Use your belly. If you want to, you can grab onto your foot and bring it up a bit higher, but keep lengthening the spine. If you can't get your foot across, that's fine. I'll show you a different option in a minute. And then if you feel like you can have a go, we're going to add a single leg squat with your foot up. Okay. What's the other option? So if you can't do the foot up, just take the leg across and try and do a single leg squat like we've done a few times. So you've got your foot across, whole leg across, single leg squat. We're going for one single leg squat, then we'll have a go on the other side. Then on the next round, we'll go for 2, then we'll go for 3. So swapping legs, whole sequence, knee up, knee extends, knee out to the side or down, and then up, out to the side, and down, then across. So there's a lot of hip movement going, well, hip stretching going on here. Now you either leave the foot there and do your single leg squat, or you see if you can get your foot across the thigh, just above the knee, not too much pressure on the knee, above the knee, and then you take your single leg squat. Just like everything, one side is usually harder and one side is usually easier. I've already done my 2. That was a fast forwarding. Okay, 2 more rounds if you can. You can do the next 2 rounds on the same leg, then swap legs, or you can keep alternating. Your choice entirely. So knee up, knee extend. Either knee down and then up out to the side, or keeping the leg high and extending high. Then we take the leg across. Foot onto thigh, squeeze the belly. When you start to feel more wobbly, lengthen and engage, push into your big toe. I'm going to go, oh, this is definitely my wobbly side today. 1. Can I do 2? 2. Put the foot down quickly. Other side. Knee up. Knee extend. Out to the side or down and out to the side. Then across. Foot up if you can, or just keep it across if you can't. 2 squats. Keep the spine lengthening, keep the belly strong. Keep pushing into your big toe. And down. 1 more round. Thank goodness Nelson's lost his ball. So knee up, knee extend, leg out to the side, leg across, single leg squat, 1, 2 or 3, whatever you can manage. 1. I blame the wind. 2. I'm a little bit out of the wind. 3. But I'm a delicate flower. Okay, last one. So weird, pretending I'm talking to people when I'm not. Knee up, knee extend, out to the side, down, keep lengthening, take it across, foot up. 1, 2, keep the belly strong, keep the spine long. 3, well done. Give both legs a good old wiggle, good old shake. Let's get the arms involved as well, why not? Okay, I'm going to go down, but we're going to go do a little bit of swan diving and then go into pike and then into some lunges. So keep an eye, keep a good watch on what I do, because there's going to be a couple of different options here as well. I'm going to have to take my socks off in a minute, aren't I? So lengthening, squeezing the shoulders back together. It's bank holiday weekend. I think I said on Tuesday. It's bank holiday weekend this weekend. And just like England, it's going to be pouring with rain all weekend. So swan dive. Again, you can take your arms up all the way and go around like so, or you can just squeeze your shoulder blades together, open up the front of the chest, take your arms out wide, and then go into the fold like that. So do what's right for your shoulders. Breathing in, squeeze the shoulders back, squeeze the belly in, breathe out, coming forwards into that upside down L shape, squeeze the belly. And then relax down, roll back up on an out breath. Okay, 2 more like that. Breathing in to lengthen, breathing out to dive, shoulder blades squeezing back. Don't have your chin sticking too far forward. Hold your satsuma. Get to your L shape, lengthen, 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 and then relax the head, relax the chest. Roll back up. This next one, we're not coming back up again. We're staying down. Breathe in, breathe out, lengthen. Squeeze the belly in. Into your forward fold. We're going to twist here. So we're going to come back into the halfway lift. So still aiming for that L shape. Hands to shins if you like. Lengthen. Squeeze the shoulders back. Trying to make your back as flat as you can. Trying to keep your neck in line with the spine. So really, like in the opening breaths, lengthening the spine. Squeezing the shoulder blades back. And then we'll take the left hand to the right shin, or if you can reach to the right foot, but don't lose, don't make yourself hunch over, but trying to reach the foot on the shin is fine. Lengthen, 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 engage the belly, rotate the spine, and then float the arm up if you can. Keep the belly working, unwind, flop down. When you're ready, another halfway lift, hands to shins, breathe in. Long straight back. Right hand to left shin or left foot, but don't crunch your back again. Rotate the spine, raise the arm. Bring you into a deeper grip. And then down. Obviously, the dogs come onto the mat just when I'm about to go down. One more halfway lift, hands to shins, lengthen. And sink back into your forward fold. You can go into down dog pike, whatever you want to call it. Just going to throw the ball. Go get it. Okay. Lengthen. Sorry, you're already down. Yeah. Walk your hands forwards into your pike. Spread your fingers wide. Make sure your feet are hip width. Push into your hands. Push from your hands to your hips. Lengthen your hips as far away as you can. Keep your knees soft. Now you've got 2 options here. You can go straight down onto hands and knees, and I'll tell you what to do from there in a second. Or if you're happy to stay up in pike, engage the belly, lift the left foot, stretch the leg up, and then swing the knee forwards. Do that a couple of times. And on the second or third one, see how far forwards you can get your left foot. You want to bring it eventually in between your hands. If you don't get in between your hands, if it only comes halfway, for example, then you can just grab hold of it and maneuver it up there. We're going to come into a low lunge. So that's one way to get there, is to go from pike, swing the leg and bring it forwards. The other way, I said I'd show you, is from all fours. You've got a couple of choices here. You can stay on all fours and bring the foot forwards, or you can come up onto your knees, bring the foot forwards, and then come down again. So we all end up in this position, in this low lunge position. We're stretching out the hip flexor, the front of the hip on the right leg. And we've got our knee over our left ankle. So don't have the knee too far forwards. Shuffle your foot forwards if you need to. You're getting a good stretch here and a good stretch in the left, top of the left thigh usually, but it can be different for everybody. Now use the belly, bring yourself up to a straighter position here. So we're lengthening the spine again, rolling through the shoulders. We're going to do a bit of a twist here. So you can keep your arms gentle like this. Just rotate round to the side. Or you can take your arms out wide. Rotate round. Now I'm having to use my belly to stabilize here. Ooh, having to use my belly, I'm pushing into my big toe and I'm activating my inner thighs. So it looks like we're not doing a lot, but as usual, we're doing a lot more than it looks. A little bit of a rotate and then back into that low lunge. We're going to do another twist. There's a lot of twisting going on today. So I'm going to keep my right hand down, raise my left hand, lengthen the spine. I've got my left hand coming across my chest now. Lengthening and then rotating. And then the left hand floats up. You can stay with your back foot down and your knee down, or you can do exactly the same with the back foot tucked. Twisting and raising. Your supporting hand you can have flat on the mat like I've got it now, or you can come onto your fingertips, or even have the hands so that you're on the top of the fingers, on the knuckles, whichever you like. And then we're going to stay here for one more thing. If your back knee is getting sore, you can just tuck the mat over, cushion it a bit more, or stick a cushion of any description under there. Now this is the trickiest bit. This is what we did on Tuesday that was really quite tricky. We're going to take the left hand, so it's the inside the left foot. So both hands are together, the foot's on the outside. And stay here if that's enough for you. It becomes a deeper stretch in the hips. Or you can take the elbows down to where the hands were. That brings it into a much deeper twist, stretch for the hips. Then you can take the elbows forwards and just see where you can get to. Wherever you can get to, stay there for a couple of breaths and then work your way back. Bring your hands back to the outside again. You've got both hands at the close to the edge of the mats and the foot in the middle. Then we're going to tuck the toe under, raise the back knee. And you can either, two choices again here, step the front foot, the left foot back and come back into your pike, or step the back foot forwards and come into forward fold. Your choice. We've got to do it all on the other side though, so bear that in mind. If you're doing the pike to get down into the lunge, then we might as well go back into pike. If you are coming into the lunge from all fours, then you can come up into standing. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to do the pike to come back onto the other side. So I'll talk you through all the options again, don't worry. So we don't need to do all the swan dives again. If you don't want to do the pike, just go down onto all fours and do a bit of cat-cow and meet us in a minute in low lunge. So rolling down, walking out into pike. From here, even if you want to do a little bit of pike and then you've had enough, you can just drop down into all fours. And we'll see you there in a minute. So just the same, but on the other side. So it's the right leg that lifts now. Make sure you're not transferring all the weight to the left. So the right hand's got a lot of weight in it as well. And then swing the knee forwards. 1, 2, or 3 of these, whichever is okay for you. On the last one, the foot comes as far forwards as you can. And if it's only halfway, it doesn't matter. You then just shuffle it up, drop the back knee. I've got the top of my foot on the mat, but it doesn't matter if it's more comfortable for you to have the toes on the mat, whatever works for you. I find I get more stability when the top of the foot is on the mat. Bring yourself up. Lengthen the spine, squeeze the shoulders back, squeeze the belly in. Ooh, I'm on quite a slope here as well today. And then rotation. So you can have your arms just relaxed and rotate. It's a bit bouncy though. Use your inner thighs. Push into your big toe. Use your core. Stay like that, or you can take your arms out wide. That's a bit more bouncy. Ooh, that wind again. Rotating back and round. So trying to keep your arms straight, like you're holding that broom handle. Mine went a bit wobbly then. And then we're coming back into our low lunge. Both hands down. Again, flat hands, hands to knuckles, fingertips, however you like. And we're doing a twist here. So left hand to the floor, lengthen the spine, rotate the spine, raise the right hand. You can stay with your back knee on the floor, or you can make it more challenging by tucking your toes, raising the leg. Exactly the same thing. Lengthen the spine, engage the belly, rotate the spine, float the arm up. If it's too much doing this in low lunge, it can be quite heavy. You can do similar things, a bit like thread the needle twist. You can do a similar thing just on all fours. So if that is too much for you, just do that twist. I should have given you that option a minute ago. Sorry. Okay, so we're back in that lunge if you can do it. And then the hardest bit of this little sequence for most people is when we take both hands to the left side of the right foot and then try taking the elbows and the forearms down to the floor. Now that's a really deep stretch in that inner thigh. Keep lengthening the spine as well. So it's sometimes easier if you take your arms further forwards. And sometimes you can relax down, sometimes you can't. But just see what works for you. And then when are we going to come back up? Oh yes, we are going to come back up to standing because we've got a pyramid stretch as well today. So then come back, bring your hands either side of the foot again. And if you didn't like the options I gave you before, you can just come back onto all fours by bringing the right knee back down. Let's all do this. I've had too many different options given you today. So back onto all fours, everybody. Lengthen the spine, tuck the toes, just back up momentarily into pike. Wow, Nelson has finally managed to kill his Kong ball. No more squeaking for a while. So lengthen, draw your shoulders back, engage the belly, and then big breath out, pushing the hips up. Move the feet if you need to, move the hands if you need to, come into your pike. And then carefully walk the hands back towards the feet. And then roll back up again. That Kong ball's done exceptionally well now. Any doggy people, I have to recommend the Kong balls. I have got some others on order and I don't know what's happened to them. They've disappeared. Okay, now I said we were going to be concentrating on our feet positions. You might have noticed I still haven't taken my socks off because it is getting really chilly. The rain stayed off though. Okay, now we're going to do a pyramid stretch. Now, almost always when we do a pyramid stretch, the back foot turns out at 45 degrees because it's way easier like that. So this summer I developed a new way of teaching it, which was to keep the back foot glued to the floor. So we've got our feet in parallel now. Check in with your tailbone, lengthen your spine, engage your belly, push into your right foot, and we're going to step the left foot forwards. So really concentrate on not moving the right foot. So it was parallel when we were stood with our feet hip width. All we've done is move the left foot forwards. So our hips are forward facing, our feet are forward facing, and our feet are parallel, our feet are straight. If your back foot does turn out to 45 degrees, just move it back. Now this, just standing in this position is tricky. Engage through the inner thighs, engage through the belly. I like to have my hands on my hips. It kind of helps me ground down into my feet more, but do whatever you like with your arms. Nelson's loving the broken ball. Lengthen, belly engagement, push into the toes, reach forwards, just like in the swan dive that we were doing earlier. Keep the shoulders drawing back, keep the chin not jutting forwards, so holding your satsuma. You're lengthening from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. And just see how far you can go. So again, you're trying not to curl the spine. You're trying to keep the spine as long as you can, and you really need to use the belly here. So draw the belly up towards the spine. And see, if your heel's trying to come off the floor, maybe you need to just have your feet a little bit closer together lengthways. So just try a few different times, have a few different goes. Now you can stay with your hands on your hips, or if you've got the flexibility in your shoulder, you can bring your fingertips together and then try pushing your hands together to come into a weird kind of reverse prayer, it's called in yoga. That's one option. Or you can try linking the fingers or just holding onto one wrist and raising the arms. If you do that, you quite often find that you come into a deeper stretch, but try not to collapse the spine. So you're still lengthening the spine. And you don't need to come into a deeper stretch. You can keep your chest parallel to the floor. So see what feels right to you. Chest parallel to the floor, chest going lower down, but keep lengthening the spine, whatever you do. Now it's still balancey, so keep pushing into the big toe, keep activating the inner thigh. Then when you come up, roll through the shoulders. And then bring the left foot back. Give your legs a little wiggle. Check in with your feet. Are they both parallel? Push into the left big toe. Make sure it's still straight. Step the right foot forwards. Engage the belly. This is really important with all this folding because we're trying to support the weight of our upper body using our belly. So I like to start off with my hands on my hips, but if that doesn't work for you, have your hands wherever you need them. Squeeze the shoulders back, lengthen the spine, engage the belly, reach forwards, but don't jut your chin forwards. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Now we're trying to keep the front knee as straight as we can here, but don't push back into it. Don't lock that back knee. It's better to have a little tiny bend in it than to do that. And you know what I always say, it's not about how much you can do or how far you can go, it's about how well you can do it. So you're pushing into both big toes, you're activating both inner thighs, you're using your belly, and just see where you can get to. So maybe you just get to here today. As long as you've got all those points ticked, that's much better than kind of collapsing into this position. So a couple of ups and downs, push big toes down, activate inner thighs, lengthen spine, squeeze shoulder blades back. Don't jut your chin forwards. And just slowly see if you can go a little bit further down. And then when you are at your optimum level, see if you want to leave your hands on your hips, if you want to try and come into reverse prayer. I've got burns on my fingers from all the lime plastering I've been doing, so that's not the most comfortable. I'm jutting my chin too far forwards now. Or you can try holding hands and getting a much deeper shoulder stretch that way. I would recommend bringing your hands back down before you come back up. Lengthen, 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 shoulders down. Relax the hands, step back together. Big breath in and out. Spread the fingers wide. You wouldn't believe how much of a big walk I took him for earlier. It was still feeling a bit summery earlier. Gorgeous, gorgeous weather earlier. We went for a really lovely walk. It's still being a bit crazy. Okay, we're going to go back down to the floor. Now, you can just make your own way back to the floor, or you can do a low squat and then gracefully collapse onto the floor afterwards. So your choice. I'm going to take my feet quite wide. My feet are turned out at 45 degrees a little bit. Tuck your tailbone, lengthen your spine. Use support if you need to come down into your squat. And then bend the knees, lower the bottom. If your knees don't want to go any lower than that, you're probably going to have to make your way down a different way, but just see how you can go. Don't mess up your knees though. If you can get your bottom nice and low, then we can sit here for a couple of breaths. If you're in this position and you're okay here, you can do a little twist here as well. So my arms are inside my knees. He's very resourceful, that dog. He's now playing with a pine cone, having destroyed his ball. If you're doing a twist one side, you can do a twist the other side. But as soon as you want to, just drop your bottom all the way down to the floor. And give your legs a little rub. Is that a good pine cone? Is that a good pine cone? Shall I throw it for you? No, definitely wants his pine cone. What other things did I have planned? Oh yeah, some rollbacks. Oh, some lovely bridges. Get off me, you filthy dog. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've done quite well, not been attacked by dog until the last 10 minutes or so. Okay, so come into a comfortable seated position. No. I'm really looking forward to doing some 20-minute classes where I don't get attacked by a dog. There you go. Okay, we're just going to roll back and go into bridge. Possibly. So feet bent, legs bent, feet on the mat, or legs outstretched. Whichever leg option you're doing, back's nice and straight. Shoulders are drawing back. Thighs are turning off. Chin's in a good neutral position. Arms come up in order to roll back. We're not going to do loads of rollbacks because I want to have time to do the two different bridges. So remember, when we do our rollbacks, we lift our chin to finish the rollback, to straighten the spine, but to perform the rollback, we let our chin drop down a little bit. That relaxes the fascia in the shoulders all the way down to the hips, allows you to tuck your tailbone a little bit, and then use your belly to help you roll all the way back down. Let's do 3. On the third one, we'll stay down. So the first one, we're coming back up. Lift the chin to straighten. Remember, you've got this leg option or this leg option. It's the same exercise, just different leg options. Lower the chin to perform the roll back. Strong belly. The further you go back, the more core strength you need. No. Okay. Third one, staying down on the floor, preferably not being attacked by a dog. And when you're on the floor, no, bring your legs up into bridge position. So if you've been doing the roll down, Johnny, can you call the dog? If you've been doing the roll down with your feet on the mat, then your feet are going to be in the perfect bridge position already. Oh no, he's coming back. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple of nice slow bridges, just basic bridges. So feet hip width, arms relaxed by your side. Take a moment to get set up in a good position. So check in with your shoulder blades. Can you lift your shoulders up and slide your shoulder blades back down a little bit more? Don't worry about your pelvis for now. Just think about getting your shoulders as close to the mat as you can. That, for most people, doing that shoulder adjustment means that your lower back moves away from the mat. Oh, good Lord. Nelson, I'm going to shut you in the caravan. Right. We've got a new method of dealing with him when he gets like this. I'll be back in 1 sec. Wait. No, it's not okay. No, I'm not playing. Hey. Nelson. No, he's going in the caravan. Okay. He just gets shut in the caravan for a couple of minutes until he learns that when he ever attacks me or anybody, then he goes in there for a couple of minutes. Okay, so shoulders are down, hips, then you might need to raise your tailbone, lengthen your spine, and pop your top of your pelvis back down on the mat and relax. Deep breath in, breath out. Just use your belly muscles. So turn your arms off, turn your shoulders off, turn your thighs off. Just use your belly to spine to tilt the tailbone up and then to lift the hips. Taking the weight all the way up, peeling the vertebrae up one by one. And stay there for an in-breath. Make sure your knees don't come out to the side. So you're not really supposed to move your head, but if you want to, you can just squeeze your chin to your chest and just check in with your knees. Make sure they're hip width, make sure they haven't flared out to the side like so. And then on an out breath, replacing the top of the vertebrae first, top of the spine first, vertebrae by vertebrae down towards the tailbone. Now we're doing that 3 more times, nice and slowly and really mindfully. So you really want to make sure that your weight is even. So both feet are evenly weighted. Your knees aren't slipping out to the side. You're not pushing into your arms. You're not gritting your teeth. You're pausing for an in-breath. And then you're coming back down again. One more. And then we're going to try taking the right foot or the right knee in towards the chest. Then we're going to take the right foot across the left thigh. Let the left knee, right knee, flop out a little bit. So you don't want it really pulled in towards the chest. Just let it flop out a bit. And maybe move the left foot in just a fraction towards your bottom. Now deep breath in. Engage the belly more. Push into the left big toe more. And try not to push into your arms. Use the belly, tilt the tailbone. We're going to bridge just like normal, but we've only got one foot on the floor. Push the hips up as high as you can. Come back down. So I find I'm much more conscious of my core, much more conscious of the need for my core. Otherwise, it's just like a bridge. Now you can just keep going up and down a few times, or after each repetition, you can bring the knee, the left knee in, bring the chin up to the chest a little, maybe even take the hands behind the left thigh and really stretch out around the left, right outer thigh. That horrible noise is Johnny just leaving. I asked him to wait till I've finished, but my two boys don't take any notice of me at all. So your two options, just a few more up and downs, or a few more up and downs with as many of these as you like in between. On the last one, it's a nice option. So on the last one, I would definitely do this stretch. And there's the option, if you want to make this stretch deeper, to extend the leg that you're pulling. So in that case, in this case, it's my left leg. I'm pulling the left thigh and I can straighten the left leg. And that gives me an even deeper stretch around the right outside hip. Relax back down. Stretch the right leg up, rotate through the ankle a couple of times in each direction. And then before we do the left side, we're going to engage through the belly, really push the belly to spine, and then lower the right leg down, being mindful of your pelvis as you do that. So if you get to here and your back starts to move away from the mat, then just bend the foot. Bend the foot, bend the knee and put the foot down. If you can, you're using your belly to push the lower back down, and then your foot goes all the way down to the floor. But don't mess your lower back up. So do the same on the other side. You're going to bring the left knee up to the chest and then pop the left foot across the right thigh. Let the left knee flop out to the side. Maybe move the right foot in just maybe an inch, so it's right underneath the right knee. Arms out by the side, shoulders squashing down, back flat. On an out breath, tucking the tailbone, pushing the belly to the spine. Same mindfulness in your bridge work. Keep your chin in neutral as you push up. Try not to grit your teeth. Pause for a second or a few to breathe in, and then coming back down. Big breath in at the bottom, realigning yourself if you need to, and then big breath out, strong belly, tilt the pelvis with your belly strength, raise the pelvis on your out breath, keeping the tailbone pointing up. Vertebrae by vertebrae, peeling up. And then coming down. Remember, you have the option to just keep going, but you also have the option to stretch it out after each repetition. So if you're getting any twinging in the lower back at all, take the second option, the stretch option. Slowly and mindfully coming up and down, adding this stretch in whenever you need to. So do as many or as few as feels good to you. And on your last one, if you want a deeper stretch, extend that right leg. Flexing the foot, you can flex the left foot as well. That gives you an even deeper stretch because we're anchoring more of the fascia. And then pop the right foot down, extend the left foot up. And as you breathe out, belly to spine, lower the left leg down, keep it long, keep it straight. If you need to, pop the foot down before the leg makes it to the floor. If you don't, then you just slide the foot in afterwards. Then we're going to bring both knees up to the chest. Take your hands behind both thighs. Curl up into a ball. Slide your shoulder blades down, ears far away from the shoulders. Gentle rock side to side. And then finishing with a twist, arms out to the side. Now, because we're not in a live class, you can take as long as you like with this twist. You can keep your feet on the floor if you want a much gentler option, or you can keep your knees up if you want to work a little bit harder. If you want to work harder still, extend your legs. Deep breath in. Breathe out as we let the knees go over to the left, turning the head to the right, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Gravity is your friend here. Relax everything that you can. Stay here for as long as you like. If you like this position, you can get into a deeper position by extending the top leg. You might even be able to grab hold of the ankle of the top leg. And if that feels good, you can try extending both legs. Don't do anything that doesn't feel good though. This is a nice relaxing finishing position. So stay here for as many breaths as you like in whatever variation you like. But when you're ready to come out, bend the knees again. This is the hardest work bit of this whole exercise. Engage the belly. Try not to push into the arms, but use the belly strength to bring you back to the center. And then same to the other side. So lengthen to prepare. Engage the belly to lift the left side of the hip and take the knees over to the right. Relax onto the floor as much as you can. Turn your head to the left. Maybe extend the left leg. See if you can grab hold of the ankle. Maybe extend the right leg. These are definitely options, not orders. And stay here for as many breaths as you like. Now, I'm not going to do the closing breaths today. I'm just going to leave you with the option to just stay here on the mat for a little bit longer. To extend your legs and just take a few deep breaths, checking in with your body, checking in with wherever you feel any tightness, wherever you feel the need to relax a little bit more. And doing whatever stretch makes you feel good. So you could do a full body stretch, Oh, Nelson's destroying my office. So a full body stretch, you could do some more curling into a ball, you could roll around, moving your legs like so. Just do whatever feels good to you. Or bring yourself up to sitting, bring yourself up to standing, and go and make a cup of tea. Thank you very much. See, it's getting really dark already and it's only 6:30. So I think by 7 o'clock it would be super dark. But yeah, next week we'll be in our new room. So I'll see you then. Lots of love. Bye. Going to let the dog out now. In fact, I'm going to let him out now so you can see he's okay. Come on then. Come and show them that you're okay, that I haven't tortured you or anything. Oh, good boy. Good boy. No bites. Remember, that's where you went in there. Bye. See you next time.